Hello, guys. It's me, Butterfly Spirit 314. So, guys, tonight what I want to do is tell you about a Facebook post that I saw on my timeline tonight. I was scrolling through my Facebook timeline and I saw that one of my Facebook friends was showing the difference between her life right now versus what it was 8 years ago. And I really found the post to be super sad when I was scrolling through the pictures that she had included on the post. So, a little bit of background about the Facebook friend. So, me and my Facebook friend, we used to go to high school together. Me and her, we weren't really friends, but I knew of her, and she was in a class with me. It was a foreign language class, so we were in a Latin class together and stuff for 4 years and stuff. She was a really sweet, nice girl and everything like that and things. So, when I was looking at the post, what really disheartened me is the fact that all the progress that her and her husband had made. Okay. So, I know that she got married after high school, and I know that she went to college. I went to college as well and graduated. She did. Um, and so I guess at some point she got married when, I don't know if it was after she got out of college or while she was in college. I'm not quite sure. So I saw that 8 years ago, her and her husband, they had bought a house. And they didn't just buy a house, they actually were able to get a house built. So, from the pictures, it looked like the house was a $250,000 house, maybe even a $300,000 house, is what it looked like. So, so the first picture shows her standing outside in the yard where the house is behind her, and the house is basically built of it's like built of wood and stuff like that, so it has like the wooden frame and stuff. There was no grass in the front yard or anything, it was just dirt, so they were really in the building phase with that house and stuff. The house didn't have like any rooms or any of that stuff, it wasn't painted or anything, it was just a wooden frame of the house and stuff, which I would say is progress. For somebody to be able to get a house built that's $250,000 or $300,000 house, probably like a 3-bedroom house or something like that. That is amazing. That's an accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? Really great accomplishment. Okay. And at that particular time, I noticed that it was just her standing out there. So I don't know if at the time she was standing outside that house, if she was pregnant with her first child and stuff. I'm not sure. But she was standing outside and stuff. And I guess her husband took the picture of her in front of the house and stuff. So fast forward, so to, I guess, today or maybe yesterday. So it shows a picture where she's standing outside the house in the same spot she was 8 years ago. But in this particular picture, it shows her in the front yard. The house is behind her. The house is painted, really nice and everything. They got a nice driveway and stuff. I see she has a van and everything like that and stuff. And she's not alone. So she has 3 children now. 8 years ago, she didn't have 3 kids. Now she has 3 babies, okay? And they're different ages, okay? So, basically, you can see that or draw from it that her and her husband have a family together, this small little family. So, the thing that was heartbreaking is that there was a for sale sign outside the house, okay? And it's literally to the left of her and her 3 kids. And her husband's taking the picture. Now, the reason the for sale sign is such a sad thing is because back a few weeks ago, I saw a post from her, and she said that she was going to be moving back home to where we live here in Missouri. So, and I didn't really think too much of it. Now that I see the fact that her and her husband built a dream home, they now have a family and stuff, and now they have to move out of the house. That's sad. And the kids are standing outside, you know, and stuff, and the kids are standing in front of her. Now, I'm not sure if she's pregnant again with another child. I'm not sure. She may or may not be. I don't know. They could be, you know, having another child and stuff. But she's moving back home. After all those years, she's moving back home with her family, with a family, you know, back to her hometown. And of course, things have changed here since she's been gone. I think she's been gone longer than 8 years and stuff. But yeah, she has to move back home now. And so her and her husband have to leave behind that house that they built together. And her kids, who she has raised up to the ages that they are now, they have to say goodbye to a house that they've known since they were born. You know, she brought her kids home to that house, and now they have to move. The kids have to leave behind their little friends in the neighborhood, leave behind their friends at school, leave behind their teachers, leave behind the roots that the kids know. And the kids have to move to a place that, you know, they don't know and stuff. And, you know, my Facebook friend's husband, I mean, he has to move here. He's, you know, I don't believe he's from here. And so he has to readjust here. So I'm sure they're looking for a house. And it's just so heartbreaking to see that. A house that they built together. And now there's a for sale sign right outside the house. So just when they, you know, they were making it, man. And now they got to move. They got to come back home now. You know? My Facebook friend, she's got to come back home. And that sucks. It sucks because she's showing the picture. She had another picture where her husband was standing inside the house next to the fireplace, and it was like all wood or something. And then here it is. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. It shows a picture of him in the same spot, but here it is. The fireplace is all nice and built. The house, you know, and that room is painted and everything like that. That's sad, you know, because it's like she's looking back on those memories and the fact that she has to leave. And I know her husband is probably hurt that they have to leave, but they have a family now. You know, it's not like when the two of them had just got married, you know. It's not like that, you know, just the two of them. Now they have a little family to support, you know. My hair is a little itchy. But they got a little family to support now, you know. And I know it must be expensive to feed and clothe 3 children, you know. And it's probably the fact that it's getting pretty expensive now, you know, now that, you know, they have a 3rd child, and who knows, they may have another child on the way now. And to save money, you know, they have to move, you know, they got to move here now. My Facebook friend has to come back home and leave behind a house. And now somebody else is going to move into that house. You know, another couple's going to move in and start making memories there. I mean, I feel for them because if I built a house and I had memories, because she had before and after photos, and the fact that she's showing people pictures of the house, tells you basically now that, I mean, she can post it now because now they're moving. So she doesn't have to worry about worry about the safety aspect because they're moving now. They're moving back home. So she's not gonna be living there anymore. And now they're probably not even living in the house now because they were standing outside, so now it's at the point where, they're probably boxing stuff up. The kids are probably crying because they got used to having their own rooms and all that. And who knows, the house they get here, the kids may have to share a room. They may not be able to get that kind of house here. And it might take them another 8 years for their kids to settle into a new house. And they're going to have to settle into, living in a new community. The kids have to make new friends, and they have to get new teachers and everything and stuff. And they have to be new kids. And, being the new kid, kids may or may not be nice to you if you're new, and you have to, the kids have to build up their own, friendships and stuff. And they're going to be in class with kids who have been friends since kindergarten. And, her youngest, I think her oldest might be, maybe, her oldest, I think, might be, because her youngest was 5, maybe. And then she probably had another one, which is maybe 5, 6, and 8, maybe, I think, are the kids' ages. I think that's from the pictures. That's what I can tell. But yeah, but the youngest might be 4. So maybe 4, 6, and 8 is, I think, her kids' ages. But yeah, the kids have to start over, and it's not the same as it was when, for my Facebook friend, it's not going to be the same. I mean, things have changed here, I mean, now she's grown. When she was here, she was in high school, and so, and she may be looking forward to reconnecting with, some of the girls that she knew and stuff like that she knew from high school. She might be trying to reconnect with people. But a lot of those girls that she knows, they have kids too. And they're married too. So they may not even have time to be able to really hang out with her. I mean, she might be, they may be able to carve out some time, but it's got to be really busy with her having 3 children. And her friends probably have the same thing going on now, So I just found it so sad to really look at that. I just found it super sad because they have to leave behind a life that they had, and now they have to relocate. And it's going to be an adjustment for not just her, but her husband and the kids and stuff. And what if he doesn't like living here? And then he has to make friends here, and he may, as a man, her husband may not know anybody here. I mean, yeah, my Facebook friend, she has her family, but, he has to, he might be leaving behind his family in the state that they're in right now, and leave behind his friends. So, it sucks, but, I really wanted to share this with you guys because it was just, for me, it was just sad seeing that, just super sad because I can tell, I just feel from the post that she's sad that she has to leave behind a house that her and her husband built. And they put so much money into and time and effort into, and now they have to leave it behind. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and tell me what you think, because I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.